In a significant geological event on the morning of July 17, 2026, a large-scale mountain collapse occurred in Hanjia Subdistrict of Pengshui, Miao and Tujia Autonomous County within Chongqing Municipality in southwest China. The incident took place around 9:10 a.m. local time along a riverside section, sending massive volumes of rock and soil downslope and severely impacting the local area. Authorities described the collapse as involving a substantial mass that measured approximately 60 meters in length, 30 meters in height, and 10 meters in thickness, with an estimated volume of about 18,000 cubic meters. One particularly large rock formation within the debris was noted to be around 3,000 cubic meters, comparable in scale to a nearby residential structure. The landslide buried multiple residential buildings situated at the base of the slope, along with associated structures near the banks of the Wujiang River. This sudden movement of earth and rock not only altered the physical landscape, but also created immediate challenges for the everyday functioning of the affected community. Homes that once stood in this riverside location were covered or damaged, forcing a rapid shift in living conditions for residents who relied on these properties for shelter and daily routines. Shops and local establishments in the vicinity also faced disruption, with reports of debris affecting commercial spaces that formed part of the area's economic and social fabric. Community life in Hanjia Subdistrict, a typically bustling area within Pengshui County, experienced profound interruptions. Prior to the main collapse, community workers had detected sporadic rockfalls around 8 a.m. and issued emergency warnings, leading to the organized evacuation of over 60 residents from the most immediate risk zones. This proactive step, while helping to move people to safer ground, coincided with the larger event, adding layers of complexity to the response. In the aftermath, more than 1,100 residents from surrounding areas were evacuated as a precautionary measure, relocating families and individuals to temporary accommodations such as nearby hotels or designated shelters. Daily life came to a halt for many in the impacted zones. Utilities, including water, electricity, and gas supplies, were cut off within a 1-kilometer radius of the site to allow for safe inspections and to mitigate further hazards. This cut-off affected households' ability to cook, maintain hygiene, or power essential devices, turning routine tasks into significant challenges. Transportation in the vicinity was also constrained, with access roads and pathways potentially obstructed by debris or closed for safety reasons. Residents who worked in or near the area found their commutes and livelihoods suddenly upended, while children and families navigated the uncertainty of temporary living arrangements away from their familiar environments. One local resident, Dai Qianhua, recounted hearing a deafening bang and feeling the ground shake, initially mistaking it for an earthquake. Another, a woman surnamed Li, who works as an online car-hailing driver, noted that the sound was so loud it seemed audible across much of the county town. Zhang Zhongju, aged 55, and living adjacent to the site, described being unable to return home after community workers intervened. She mentioned structural damage to her house, including broken beams, rendering it uninhabitable for the time being. Now staying in a hotel, she expressed relief that family members elsewhere were safe, but voiced concerns about the future of her property and daily stability. The destruction extended beyond individual homes to the broader community infrastructure. Debris from the collapse pushed against and damaged buildings, creating piles of rubble that blocked views and access along the riverbank. In one instance, a shop selling fireworks and firecrackers was among those affected, contributing to visible smoke rising from the site even hours later. Such details highlight how the event touched upon both residential and small commercial elements that sustain local economic activity. The riverside location added another dimension, with potential implications for waterway access or nearby river-dependent activities that form part of daily life in this part of Chongqing. Rescue and recovery operations have been extensive, involving hundreds of personnel from emergency management, firefighting, geological teams, and other specialized units. Efforts included the use of heavy machinery for careful excavation, life detection equipment, rescue dogs, drones for aerial assessment, and real-time slope monitoring radar to track any further movement. Operations were organized in layers and from multiple directions, including areas toward the river, to thoroughly search the debris while prioritizing safety amid risks of additional instability. Geological experts noted the steep terrain and presence of remaining loose rock formations, warning that strong rainfall or temperature shifts could pose ongoing threats. At the national level, the response has been coordinated swiftly. The Ministry of Emergency Management activated a Level 2 response for geological disasters. Supplies such as tents, bedding, and emergency kits were dispatched to support displaced residents. Medical teams, including national-level experts, were sent to assist with health needs in the affected region. Senior officials, including Vice Premier Zhang Guoqing, traveled to the site to oversee coordination. President Xi Jinping emphasized the importance of scientific organization of work, prevention of secondary disasters, and comprehensive risk inspections across similar vulnerable areas. Premier Li Qiang also provided instructions focusing on support for local efforts and long-term safety measures. This event occurs against a backdrop of heightened geological risks in Chongqing and surrounding southwestern regions during the rainy season. The municipality has experienced several rounds of heavy precipitation in recent months, saturating soils and increasing the likelihood of slope failures in mountainous terrain. Pengshui County, like many parts of Chongqing, features steep hills and river valleys that are scenic but prone to such incidents when weather conditions align with underlying geological vulnerabilities. Local authorities have been conducting patrols and monitoring in response to broader weather alerts. For residents, the disruption has meant a sudden reconfiguration of daily existence. In the days following the collapse, residents and officials alike are navigating the balance between immediate safety and the desire to restore community functions. Markets, transport links, and social gatherings that define daily interactions in Pengshui have seen adjustments, with some services rerouted or scaled back. This event highlights both the vulnerability of settled areas near steep slopes and the strength of coordinated response mechanisms in minimizing broader fallout. As recovery progresses, the story of Hanjia Subdistrict will likely inform future efforts to safeguard similar communities across Chongqing and beyond.